What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Monday stream. Excited to be here. It is Monday night. It is Nerds in Suits live, 6:07 p.m., which is exactly the start time that I envision every week. I'm glad that we are punctual and consistent with the start time. I think it's good for everybody. It's especially good for me. But it's good to see you all. There's 25 of you guys waiting in here right now, which is exciting and always good to see. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. That's a good place to start. Let's give some shout outs. Let's give some shout outs to those that are hanging out in here. I got my guy, call sign Cash Bucks, who has a brand new show tonight, Schmo Me the Money. That's going to be debuting at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat there, Bucks. Big salute to you. You and Alterman doing that show. Love the name, Schmo Me the Money. Very excited about that. I see Chris Woodburn in here touting that my funeral is in 48 hours, as Chris and I are going to be going head to head this week in our one-on-one Schmoedown study session match. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit here. We got Phoenix in here. I see William Harold, Alan Smithy. We got Eric Frederick. I see my guy Kyle Kelly, Lestrina. I see Cole in here. I see Camshaft. Yeah, it looks like we got Bettenhausen, Pixar King, Jack Mayer. Just kidding. Party J is the official Pixar King. Okay, Jack in here. Good crew. Scruffy Nerf Herder. What's going on? Good to see everybody. It's Monday night. I feel good. I'm excited to see you all. This is a wild one. I got to tell you guys, there's some stuff tonight on the show to talk about. It's big stuff. It's big stuff. There's big developments going on in my life. Life's taking a wild turn. Life is taking a wild turn at the moment. So I'm happy to be here with you guys to share with you and talk about it. But we can just kind of go one by one. If everybody here hits that thumbs up button, that's a great place to start. And of course, if you happen to be watching this and you're not already subscribed to the channel, let's get some new subs here on Nerds in Suits. The last month or so, the content's been a little bit up and down, kind of getting things figured out. I've been looking for a new place, as a lot of you guys know. I found it. I'm going to be moving. I signed the lease on Wednesday, so I officially have the keys now. I was over there last night doing laundry at my new place. There's a washer dryer in the unit, which is pretty cool. I haven't had that in a minute. But yeah, that's going on. So obviously, moving is, I guess that's the place to start, as I've mentioned to a lot of you guys, Santa Monica, it's been my home for a long time. I love it. I've always loved the West Side, and save for, some time in Marina Del Rey, some time in Beverly Hills, and a little bit of time in West Hollywood, I have lived in Santa Monica for the better part of the 11 years I've lived in Los Angeles. And I'm just very, very excited to be able to stay in Samo. Obviously, the pandemic has been horrible for a number of reasons for so many of us, but one of the big, most important things to come out of it is that I'm going to be moving into this place. For most important things for me, I should say, to come out of it is I'm going to be moving into this place, and I was able to get it at a rent that was severely under market. Yeah, I was able to get it for almost 25% under the, even more than that. I was able to get it for almost 35% under the list price, which is insane. Obviously, totally crazy. Hey, Eric Opperman, what's up, man? Glad to see you in your catching live stream. Big salute to you. Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate that. Yeah, what's up, Lady Danger? Big salute. Good to see you in here. Thanks for hanging out. Look at all this. So many good faces in here. So much good energy in here tonight. Love to see that. But so obviously the new place is very exciting, and I was able to get it for, it's definitely an increase in my rent. I'm getting the second bedroom, but the fact that the second bedroom is going to be a home office and studio, and then eventually the garage is, going to be that stuff. It's all just, for me, that's a big step. So that's the good part of what's going on right now. The next 2 weeks is going to be a lot of that. I have 14 days to move. I luckily 3 of my best friends this is a horrific way to frame it. 3 of my best friends have gotten COVID in the last 3 weeks, one of whom is Andrew Guy. What that means is those 3 best friends are going to be able to offer to help me move. One of whom Andrew Guy already did. And I will ask the other 2. So luckily I may actually have friends to help me move, because the really tough thing that's going on, and this is kind of what I was alluding to when I was getting to the bad stuff. A lot of you guys know that I had back surgery last year, and that it was a pretty traumatic, pretty crazy experience. I was almost, losing the use of my right leg for a while there. Some of you guys remember the attempts to stream from the couch, the absurd amount of morphine that I was on for like a month. And unfortunately, I'm having a lot of trouble with my back the last month or so. And it kind of seems to, in the last week or so, have bubbled up to that really bad type of pain. Not as bad as it was obviously when I had the surgery, but the kind of pain right before it where I'm never really comfortable, and every day is just a bit of a struggle. So moving is not something I'm going to be able to do. I'm not going to be able to be the person that does that. I'm going to have to ask my friends and rely on the good nature of my friends, and also be thankful for the good nature that I have those good friends to kind of help me do this thing. So that sucks. It is what it is. That's life. I will be okay. Hopefully, it doesn't result in another surgery. But I did have to start making phone calls today to the surgeon and to the rheumatology department at UCLA to go in and probably get an MRI and start to figure out what's going on in there. Just because, I really don't want to be down again like that. It was a horrible experience last time, and I am hanging on right now. But it's as well as moving. There would be other downsides to this horror situation with my back. So let's cross our fingers all collectively that it will result in something not as horrific as last time. But all that being said, wrapped up into the singular idea of this move, the move is happening. I have been looking online to try to find myself a chair. So right now, what I have been sitting in for the last 2 years of my life, which probably has something to do actually with the pain I've been in, but I stream in this thing. This is what I use, and it's just an IKEA stool that I own a couple of, and yeah, that's what I use. And it's not really great for my back, I don't think. But I am looking for a chair because I stream using this tall table looking thing. It's got like a cocktail table, I guess. But the idea that I sit and I don't really have any, I can't put my feet on the ground, and I think the leaning forward and all that. The medical side of me just died, says Megs. Yeah, so I think that probably that chair has been a really horrible and destructive for my health, is my guess. And luckily, I'm moving, and I'm going to be buying a desk and a chair. So I've been looking for the ideal chair to buy. My friend Lady Danger, who was in the chat just a minute ago, had suggested I get a chair pillow as well because those are good for your back. But there have been a bunch of suggestions I've seen from people, and everything from these secret labs chairs are some that I saw. One chair is the Aeron something or other. It's like the gold standard of comfortable ergonomic chairs. They're very expensive though. I think I looked at the price tag on the Aeron chair that people were talking about, and it's like $1,400 for a chair. Which, like, I do understand that there's value in the fact that, like, this is where you sit for like hours and hours and hours and hours. So I do understand that, if it's the sake of your back and you're trying to be healthy, that probably the chair is a good thing to get. But I just don't know if I actually could get a chair for $1,400 physically, like afford to buy a chair for $1,400. But on top of being able to physically afford it, even if I could like justify it or ask my parents for help or something, it's still so much money. The Aeron chair is as expensive as a Hummingbird guitar, says Camshaft. I mean, it's not as expensive, but it's definitely expensive. Nicholas Zednick. Hey, what's going on, Nicholas? Thanks for jumping in the chat here. I appreciate that. So, I'm looking at all the different options. It looks what it seems like is that a chair that I'm going to buy, there seems to be a good group of them that exist in the like 350 to 450 kind of range. I would like to reach out to one of these companies. That's like something that I think would be awesome. I think it would be cool to reach out to like, one of these companies maybe and talk to them about like a possible sponsorship deal or like a brand ambassador type of thing, where I could talk about the brand on air on the various shows. And maybe that would be, but I think that to do that, probably getting that done will take months, negotiating it and all that. And I probably could get some kind of support from one of these companies, but the truth of the matter is I need this chair like tomorrow. And so I'm going to probably have to just deal with it. I don't think I'll get one of the Aeron chairs, even though I'm very, very tempted to try to figure out a way to do it. But it does seem like, for a few $100, $400, $500, $600, there's some chairs that are going to hit the mark. And considering how much time I sit in those chairs, I think I'm probably going to have to just figure out a way to make that happen. So for at least right now, I guess we can all be on, if the last time we had a public goal here that we were talking about on Nerds and Suits, it was for the Hummingbird guitar, which has brought me probably far more joy than my health is worth. Is that true? I think your health is probably the first priority. But the point I'm trying to make is I'm still absolutely in love with that guitar. Like truly, like I want to pause from the story about the back here for just a second to just like remind all you guys, we got this thing collectively. You know, you guys helped me get this thing a few months ago. It was back in September when it happened. And oh, interesting, Cam. I'm going to read this in a second. And when I got it, you know, I was really, really, really excited about the chair or about the guitar. And, you know, like anytime you get something new, you hope that you're still excited about it a month, 2 months, 3 months after you get it. I still stare at this fucking thing. I still stare at it. I just love it. I love it so much. It's beautiful. It sounds incredible. It's on the record, guys. I'm going to hold that thought for a second because I have the first song on the album is just about done. About 10 of you, 12 of you who were in the studio diary yesterday got to hear the most recent mix. And that most recent mix is pretty close. It's pretty close to how it's going to sound. And I was able to play it for a small handful of you guys who were in the studio diary with me. And the thing that's so fucking cool is not only do I love the song, not only am I super excited to be recording it, but the Gibson Hummingbird is it sounds like you can hear it. You can hear it on the record. That's a really exciting thing. It's an amazing feeling that you guys were part of this experience, getting that guitar, and now you're going to hear it on the album. When I release this album, when I put this music in the world soon, the whole world is going to be hearing music that you guys were a big part of actually creating the instrument that they're going to hear. And if for some reason I get lucky and more people hear this, like the world hears it on some level, or it gets a little bit big, all those people, you will have all been a part of actually putting that out to those people. So anyway, that's being said, the last time that we did one of these fundraiser type of things, it was for a guitar. This time it's probably for the safety and health of my back. So if anybody does want to contribute or donate or join the Patreon, assume for right now that it's this move and this chair are the thing that probably we're going to be trying to get. So I very much appreciate everybody who does donate and all the support that I've gotten from you guys. Thank you so much. And to my girl, Claire Sexton, who often is in these chats, the funny part is that when I started doing these streams 6 months ago, the first handful of times that Claire was donating, she would say, get yourself a new chair. And then I didn't realize how important it was to get a new chair until I need a new chair now. So Claire, all of those donations we can assume are actually going to end up going towards a chair. If you happen to be watching this. But anyway, continuing to kind of go down the line, it does actually look like a couple Streamlabs and Super Chats have come in. So I'm going to read these out right now. A big salute to you guys. You guys are legends, supporting what I do here. Absolutely love to see you in here. My guy, Kyle Coppin, K Wolf. I'm not sure if you remember on the Action Guys a couple weeks ago, I mentioned a project drew in a donation. I got the email that it's been sent. The project is actually a gift I had made for you. It's being sent to the Action Industries address. I would love for you to open it on one of these Monday Streamlabs or the Action Guys, whichever you choose. I really hope you like it. K Wolf, thank you so much, dude. That address is the address of Kesco, the toy company that I'm the vice president of sales of, that I do. And so I actually have another package that's there at the office that I got to go get. So I guess if you have any kind of delivery tracking, let me know when it shows up so I can make sure that I know when to go get it. Just shoot me a message, Patreon, wherever, Kyle. But thank you so much for what you do and all your support, my friend. You're obviously a legend. How much support you show, and you're always in these things, and you make me feel super supported. So thank you so much. Next up here, we've got Jack Mayer with an extraordinarily generous donation, $100. That's so fucking awesome, Jack. Thank you so much. And it says, really sorry to hear about the back problem. Sending support, even if you don't acknowledge the fact that someone who's 2-0 in Pixar trivia isn't the Pixar king. It's fine. I'm still the champ, and Liam still sucks. I think my signal cut out there at the end there. I'm just going to read that last part again. It's fine. I'm still the champ, and Liam still sucks. I don't know why. It looks like I'm getting a connection error. One more time. It's fine. I'm still the champ, and Liam still sucks. I hope you guys were able to hear that. Jack, thank you so much for that donation, dude. It will absolutely go towards the chair, and I will buy that chair. Probably order that chair tonight or tomorrow so that it shows up as soon as possible, and I can be working from it in the next couple weeks. I'm going to be fucking moved in within 2 weeks. I'm going to be broadcasting from a new room in a new home. That's going to be my life. And I'm going to build the new background and everything and figure out the stuff to put behind me. Tom Petty's down here on the floor. Not the shirt, the picture, but of the shirt variety, Jake Iacovetta, my guy Bartab. If you happen to be in here, one time in my life, a very, very generous group of Action Industries fans before the creation of Nerds and Suits even existed, got together and ordered me an extraordinarily expensive Tom Petty vintage tour shirt from 40 years ago, from the year 1981 on the Hard Promises tour. And it's a little small. I've gotten bigger since it was small, so now it would fit my pinky, but it's a gorgeous shirt. I am so lucky to have it, and I had been talking about framing it for a long time. So today I went and I printed out the picture of the group of us, and we were all outside in New York, and it's not all every person, but a bunch of action people. Drew's holding the John Wick statue that I have over here on the shelf, and I'm holding the shirt, and Jake's there. And so I printed that out. So that picture is going to be going in the frame here. And so is the shirt. So I'm going to have that framed. And very soon when I'm in the new place, you guys will probably either see it as one of the backdrops of my streaming setups, or it will just be in the room decorating my new office, which I am so excited to decorate. I can't wait to decorate the office. It's one of the things I'm the most excited for. So thank you so much. William Harold with an also very generous donation, my friend. Big salute to you. Thank you so much. Towards the chair, says William. My guy, call sign Galactus. I really appreciate that. It's not fancy, but rolling a towel and putting it long ways up your back helps more than people think, says Megs. I trust Megs. You're a doctor. So thank you guys so much for all of your donations, for making me feel loved, and hopefully it all contributes towards my health. Let's try to not have me fall into a pile on the ground. I really hope that things get better as far as my back goes. So, all right, other things that I want to talk about. The first one I'm going to start with is something that I'm reminded of when I read the name, the wonderful call sign Quinn, my girl Megs, who is the most recent donation here tonight. And Megs, so I lost my train of thought there for a second, is an organizational force of nature. Megs picked up the slack for the fact that I did precisely what I told you guys in the Schmoedown study session last week I was not going to do, which is forget to do any of the organizational stuff to try to make sure that this thing was available, and had to stay on me over the last 24 hours because I just wasn't taking care of it. We talked today. I think we figured out how we're going to do it. So I do this thing on Wednesdays. It's at 6:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is a Schmoedown study session. And I get in there, and there's usually about 12 or 15 of us, and we're going over different ideas and different things that I'm preparing for this new season of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. And a lot of you guys write questions. You do an incredible job. We've been doing 100 questions a week, the last 105 questions a week, the last few weeks, all different categories. It's been really, really helpful. And one time a month, I select somebody, a patron at the diamond level. So patreon.com/nerdsandsuits. And I select randomly out of the small group that submits on that level that wants to be a part of it. And I do a head-to-head match. I'll be doing my third one this week. And this week, on Wednesday, 6:15 Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be going head-to-head against none other than C-Dub. You guys know C-Dub. Christopher Michael Woodburn, one of the longtime Schmoedown enthusiasts. Get your popcorn ready, says C-Dub. He's in here. Kelly says, Ben, I don't know what you would do without Megs. Kelly, nor do I. So C-Dub is in the chat right now, and he has been peacocking hard. He's convinced he's going to win. And I'll tell you guys, C-Dub's a really good player. A lot of the Nerds and Suits patrons, a lot of the action patrons are really good players. And I'm taking this match pretty seriously. It's a 5-rounder. It's Schmoedown format. It's only for patrons. These are not public matches, obviously. This is just something fun that I do with the patrons. But I'm going to be going head to head with C-Dub. And this time, one of the special things that we're doing this time is I'm going to be making this match available to be watched as it streams unlisted to all patrons. It's not going to stream unlisted on YouTube. It's going to be a Blue Jeans Hangout, which my understanding is because we have a premium account, there's no limit on the number of people we can have in there, kind of like you can do on Zoom. You can have like 100 people or whatever on Zoom. And we don't have that many patrons, obviously, but anybody who is a patron who's not at that $25 level or that $15 level, anybody who is a gold patron, or even who has decided to be a patron just at the entry level, just because you wanted to support, you all are going to be able to be in there and hanging out with us. And so all we're going to do, the only difference between the way we normally do things and this time is that we are going to do it where everybody has to mute themselves other than me, C-Dub, the question askers, the timer, Megs. Because otherwise it'll be a little bit too crazy, and I think there'll be a little too many voices. But you guys are all welcome to be in there, and there'll be a chat inside there, and we'll even probably take like a little break in the middle of the match where people can talk and all that. Maybe we can even do like a Q&A type of thing at the end, if it goes well and everybody's having a good time. So that's the plan. Patreon.com/nerdsandsuits. If you're not already a patron, join the Patreon today. There's a bunch of cool different stuff that we do on the Patreon, different perks. There's one-on-one sessions. I send messages to a lot of you guys who are trying to set goals for this year, though this week and last week I've been a little bit lagging on that. Just obviously with the move in my back, I've just been a little bit preoccupied. My head's been kind of in the clouds with a few other things. But in general, I do interact with you, as many of you in the chat can attest to, and I will continue to do that. Plus, there's other cool stuff, questions for the guests on a great conversation, obviously the Schmoedown study sessions, access to the studio diary, things like that. So if you are considering and you'd like to watch, but you haven't already watched or you haven't already joined, become a patron today at patreon.com/nerdsinsuits, and you guys can watch it. Okay, Kyle, I see that you say tomorrow 8:15 p.m., so I'll make sure that I go and pick that up. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I saw a donation here from Phoenix right here. It's there's nothing there with as far as a comment goes, but just a generous donation there, Phoenix. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. The super chat, I'm sure, towards the back fund, and then my guy, call sign #Ladies Night, John Lestrino, one of the legends. This money is earmarked for the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Watch it, and it will change your life. Look, man, if you're telling me that my back is going to get healthier by watching Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, I can't tell you that you're wrong. I appreciate that, Phoenix. Share fund, says Phoenix. Thank you so much. So, Schmoedown study session, Wednesday, 6:15 PST. Real excited. Let's talk Schmoedown. Let's talk a little bit of Schmoedown right now, guys. It's a big week for the movie trivia Schmoedown. The free agency specials on Friday. This Friday, Lucas back, says Jack. That's very clever. That's very clever, Jack. This Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are going to be doing the movie trivia Schmoedown free agency special. And all of the different people are going to be all of the people are going to be, declaring what factions they're signing with, all of the storylines and the decisions that are breaking. It's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff. I'll tell you guys, I said this to the General's Bunker with Action yesterday, but this has been far and away the most insane organic sports experience I've ever seen or experienced in the movie trivia Schmoedown. This is the year, and this season and this part of the season is where it really does feel like it's turned into sports, like pure sports, because all the players and the managers have total autonomy to kind of do what they want and to sign where they want and to make those declarations and to change their mind just before the free agency day, or all the different things. And everybody's talking to each other, and it's been fascinating to see and listen and hear. I've gone in 10 different directions, not 10 factions, obviously, but 10 different directions all throughout this process. One day I'll feel one way, another day I'll feel another, all that type of stuff. And so I think you guys are going to have a great time on Friday. The free agency special should be pretty phenomenal. One thing I'm particularly excited about is, we do these study sessions on Wednesdays, and my teammate, the person that I'm planning on having as my teammate, will be able to join the sessions. That person will be able to join the sessions and study with us. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm getting nervous already as I'm talking about this because I don't want to give anything away, but there's a lot. Okay, so Nicholas Zednick here says, Bateman, would you say you are corrupt? Then proceeds to ask, you're being a very usual suspect right now. Zednick says, you do have a lot of swag. You could be a bit of a quirky merc too. That's half the factions. I have a feeling I know what the other 4 comments are going to be here from Nick. Thank you so much for those comments. But Friday should be a lot of fun. What's really fascinating is I think I have a pretty strong sense now of where most people are going to go. I think I know. Everybody's chattering behind the scenes, and everybody's kind of, their guesses and talking and all that. And I think a lot of us have a pretty good sense of where each other are going. But at the same time, I just don't know. People could be concealing information. People could be getting ready to swerve in a way that I don't see coming. So there's just a lot. There's a lot of movement. I think there's a lot of expectations that could get shattered here. So you just never know. But Friday should be a lot of fun. And what's really crazy, what's really crazy is after Friday, once it happens and the cat's out of the bag, so to speak, as far as where everybody is going, we're going to have 1 week, then we're going to have the draft. And after the draft, the season is afoot. The game is afoot. And that's going to be crazy. That's going to be a lot of fun. Matches are going to start this season. It's going to be wild stuff. So I can't wait. The movie trivia Schmoedown is going to be a lot of fun this year, and I'm having a great time studying with you guys each and every week on these sessions. I'm finding it to be very helpful. So we'll continue to do that. I'll continue to work through my plan and all the preparation that I'm doing on my own time, and yeah, that's what we're doing there. So continuing to talk about some other stuff, music. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but the studio diary that we did yesterday was the first one where I was able to show pretty close to a finished product, pretty close to a finished song. The very first song that I'm going to release, which right now it is tentatively titled "I'm Sorry for Tonight," which I think probably is what it will be called. There are a few other titles that I've considered, but it for a while now has felt like that's probably what I'm going to call it. So the first song, "I'm Sorry for Tonight," should probably release on Spotify and Apple Music and various places as sort of the first single. Initially, I had sort of thought that it was going to probably hit in February. It's a little bit time consuming to get approved on Spotify and kind of have your profile set up and everything. So might be March, might be early March, but I'm going to schedule a digital show like we did last time, like we did back in November. We'll do another one of the shows, and I'll be performing from my new place, obviously. But it will be to coincide with the release of the first probably 2 songs. That song, and then there's another song called "Late Night Love Song" that I'm now working on in the studio. We've started to do work on that song, and I think those will be the 2 first ones, and they'll be available on Spotify. They will be included on the album, which is still coming out this late, probably spring into summer. And I have to obviously get the lineup for the album completely solidified, but we're moving in that direction. But the first 2 songs I'll probably put out in support of this next show, and then I will be recording and getting ready to release the rest of the songs and the album, obviously, this summer, which then hopefully in the later part of the summer, we can figure out a way to do a small tour, which is my goal. I'd like to go to 6 different cities. Currently, the 6 cities I would like to do would be Seattle, Austin, Texas, probably Orlando, Florida, Chicago, New York, and I would probably play a show here in LA. Would be probably the 6 different cities. It's possible maybe Florida I don't do. Maybe I replace it with another. I just do 5. Yeah, Boston could be interesting. But that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I would probably try to do something like 50 seats in a private venue. I would like book a venue space and sell maybe 50 tickets a show. And if any of them are combined with action shows, because Drew and I would want to do Action Live, maybe we would do more seats so we could combine the action audience and I could play the first part of it and all that. So, but yeah, it's pretty exciting shit. I got to tell you guys, I'm pretty hyped. I can't believe it's real. Like listening to it in its almost finished version for me was pretty surreal, pretty emotional. Like it's a real piece of music. I'm really proud of it. I put a lot of work and a lot of like heart into it. The writing of the song in the first place was super emotional. For the first several months I played it, it definitely got me. I would tear up time to time playing it, which is weird when you play your own song and you get kind of emotional, but it means something to you. And then I've played it so many times now that I don't get quite as emotional now when I play it, but there's still times when I play it that it does get to me. And hearing the final version, I'm just really excited for you guys all to hear it. The small group yesterday, they got to hear it. You guys were really supportive and super. Yeah, you guys were just. It was just really cool. You guys were really lots of good vibes, and those studio diaries they're very personal. They're very personal. So should be good stuff. I'm starting to get a stronger sense too of some of the other songs on the record as well. And there's another song that I've played a little bit, and tentatively we call it I don't know, Another Laugh or something like that. I don't exactly know what I'm going to call the song, but I played through it yesterday on the session, and I like that song a lot. Not maybe that song will make it. There's definitely more than the 5 that I'd like to put on there, and I won't be able to probably record them all. So this EP will be the first kind of group, and then we'll go from there. But that's kind of the update there with music, with what's going on there. I should be scheduling that next show. March is my guess. I'll probably pick a date pretty soon here because we're already halfway through January, and we've got somewhere between 6 and 8 weeks before I'd want to release those first 2 songs and play that first show. And I'd probably, the way it works with Spotify is you write a little pitch. You write a little pitch to their editors to see if you can get your song featured on like a playlist of the week or something like that. And so, once I have a plan and I can put that stuff out there, and I'll probably start talking about it on the various shows a little bit more and trying to get some real support. I'm sure on Backstage and various other places, I'll kind of ask that audience to support what I'm doing so I can get some, some pre-saves is what they do on Spotify, and little momentum behind the song so that maybe we could show Spotify that it would be cool of them to feature it. So we'll see. It's definitely pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have music that is yours. And so, let's also just cross our fingers that my back holds up through this process and I'm not just bedridden and can't do anything. So let's talk WandaVision. Let's talk a little bit of WandaVision. I see Eric Opperman here asking, what do you think of the first 2 episodes of WandaVision? Eric, I really liked those first 2 episodes of WandaVision. I thought they were terrific. I was a big fan of that. And JD Domash here calls it public enemy number 1. Big salute to you, brother. Thank you so much for being in here. Free agency, where tough decisions will be made. Speaking of, where are you going? Man, you'll have to tune in on Friday. You'll have to tune in on Friday to see where I decide to sign. I really loved WandaVision. If you guys have questions or thoughts about free agency, if you have predictions, if you have like rosters or a particular roster you think is likely that you want to share, you can throw it in the chat, throw a super chat, Streamlabs, whatever. I can try to read it out for you guys and let you know what's going on. By the way, I'm gonna be revealing at the end of the episode here which of you donators and viewers of the comic book show I did with Coy are gonna be winning the autographed copy of the Vision comic book. That's going to be announced here at the end of the episode. So I really liked the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really weird. I'm obviously like a huge MCU guy. I like love that stuff. So I was pretty all in. They would have had to really blow it. 123 Narnia says, do you know for sure about which faction you're going to? I mean, as of now, I have a pretty good feeling about it. So that's how I'm feeling. WandaVision, I really enjoyed it. And I had such a good time on this channel last week. Coy Jandro and I did a show called It Came From the Comics. We did the pilot episode of this new idea on Thursday. And that show is a whole show about, a new comic book property that's hitting the streets in a film or television form, and the source material that inspired it. And so in this particular case, it's the comic book The Vision by Tom King. It's from about 5 years ago. And we kind of went through and critiqued all the best parts of the comic book. And then we talked about, what we thought we were going to see from the show. And it was really cool. A lot of you guys were in there watching. A lot of you guys were in there interacting. And one of the cool perks that we're planning on doing is whenever we stream the show, which will be right now once a month, as long as we keep doing it, there'll be a physical copy of the comic book. So in this case, it's this one. And this is going to be the actual copy. This one I read. We'll be signing this and sending this out to it's somebody who is a patron, and also on top of being a patron, donates on Streamlabs or Super Chat up to $10 is the entry. You get an entry in the sort of raffle if you. There'll be sort of a raffle. If you donate $10, you'll be entered in. So there was a small group of people that I selected from, and I'll be announcing who that is just before we finish the stream today. But I had a great time on the show. It was super fun to talk about WandaVision. It was super fun to talk about this comic book. I think Coy and I both really enjoyed it. So we're looking forward to doing that again here in a few weeks. We asked for your suggestions on that video if there was any projects coming out or comic books that you think would be particularly well suited for this that you guys would want to see. So that would definitely be a pretty cool show to keep going, and hopefully we could get like a little bit more audience behind it. Definitely a handful of you guys watched it though, which was great. We had a lot of fun with that. Now, conversely, the actual show WandaVision, Andrew Guy, myself, PLD, and a quick cameo from Coy Jandro himself, talked about the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. We did it over on Action, and it was great. We had a really good time doing it. We haven't done we hadn't done any kind of like a review of a new thing on Action in a long time. And so we decided that we wanted to, we'd put our foot into that pot, and there was a handful of you guys watching, and it got some views afterwards. We got a few new subscribers, which was cool. I think the last year has been weird. Action was launching and doing really well, and we were excited, and then content stopped coming out, and we've been kind of doing what a lot of these channels have been doing, which is kind of news and interacting and live streams, but there hasn't been a lot of stuff that we've been talking about. And so this was like one of the first things that we really wanted to talk about, and it felt good to get in there and spend some time talking about something new that you guys were excited about as well, and people had questions and comments and thoughts, which was terrific. So yeah, go check that out over on Action Industries if you guys haven't already. It was definitely a great show, and just a really fun time to get in there. Always fun to make fun of PLD and or feature PLD. Plus Coy, Coy's super knowledgeable, so bringing in Coy as well to talk about that stuff, always a good time. So yeah, that's kind of some of the big updates in my life. We got the move, we got the chair, we got the back. We got the album updates. We've got Schmoedown free agency. We have the comic book show. We have WandaVision. As far as the shows that existed on this channel when we first launched, we had two shows that we were doing on this channel. One of them was A Great Conversation. The other one was Song from the Scene. I haven't done Song from the Scene in months and months. And I had considered continuing to do that show and trying to stick with it and bring it back. And I still would really like to. So I say it kind of every week when we talk about it. I think it's just a question of that week that it just decides like the thing I want to do, or maybe I have a particular song I want to do. So maybe that comes back again soon. And then the other show, which is A Great Conversation, that show's been kind of on hold for about a month now. I had a good run of episodes for a while, and I've just found that for some reason, coordinating all of the different things in my life and all the various projects and watching the content, studying music, I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed. To be honest with you guys, and finding the time and finding the hours and finding the positivity to continue on with all my projects has been a little hard. I felt like stretched a little thin, and not stretched a little thin like I'm too busy, because I don't think I am. I feel like a good level of busy, but I've definitely tried a lot of new things over the last several months, and those new things are time consuming. It's time consuming to buy the comic, read the comic, prep for the show, do the show, to get the WandaVision reviews up and running. It's time consuming to think about all the Schmoedown studying that I want to do for the season, and all the time that's been spent on free agency and negotiating and all the things that are being done on the phone. And everything just kind of takes time, and it's hard to find time to keep everything going at the level that you want it to. So those shows I really liked, and I really would like those shows to continue on with this channel. I'm happy that the Monday streams here have sort of become like the main sort of mainstay show of what we do on Nerds and Suits, because it's a good place to come and update you guys what I'm doing. And some weeks when I'm feeling a little more positive or optimistic, to kind of share some of that energy, that positive vibe with you guys, because it's helpful for me to bounce off you guys, and it's helpful to hear from you guys and all that. So I'll continue doing it, and some weeks, like I said, I'll bring a little bit more energy than other weeks. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't want to keep saying that Great Conversation is going to come back on Friday, because I've said it a couple of times now and it hasn't happened. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is about. Sometimes my energy shifts, and it's sometimes a good direction, sometimes it's not. The truth of the matter is, right now, the thing with my back kind of freaking me out. Really don't want to go down that rabbit hole again. So anyhow, I did have movie of the week on the menu for a little while. That movie that we were going to do last time was The Warriors, which I haven't watched yet. I did watch The Village, which we haven't talked about yet, over on Action Industries. We'll do that this Sunday. My best friend and business partner, Andrew Guy, a lot of you guys know, contracted COVID. Right now he is recovering. He's recovering from his COVID diagnosis. He's just at home, and he's totally okay. He just can't taste or smell, and is just sitting there kind of miserable. So he wasn't on Action last night for the Action guys, and we didn't get to talk about The Village yet. But this Sunday, when the show returns, we will be talking about The Village at length, and I will still be watching The Warriors. I'll be watching it this week. I just haven't gotten a chance to quite yet. So yeah, that's what's going on there. In just a couple minutes here, I'm going to reveal which of you guys is getting this Vision comic book. What do you guys want to hear for the rest of the show? I've got maybe 10 minutes left to just kind of hang out, shoot the shit with you guys. I can talk to you and We can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. Do you have any questions, any inquiries, any comments, anything you collectively would like to go over with me? Because if you do, I'm happy to go over it now. I think that's kind of all the major creative updates in my life that I wanted to share with you guys. And one more time, just a huge thank you, JD Domash, John Lastrina, Megs, William Harold, Jack Mayer, Kyle Coppin, and Phoenix for the donations here. A big night, a very, very generous night from you guys donating towards me getting probably this expensive chair. What feels like is probably is going to end up happening. I saw somebody say earlier that there are some places that you can get one of these Aran chairs 50% off. And I read a lot of the reviews, and the reviews have said that the third party or the refurbished ones are often the ones that get complained about. And I wonder if it's because they were, different models or something like that. So I would be nervous to buy like a refurb or a 50% out closeout one. I just don't realistically think that spending $1,400 on a chair is something that is, even if the donations were through the roof generous, feels a little aggressive. It's funny because I was talking to someone yesterday and they were like, if you're talking about your health and you're talking about the actual like your health, like your ability to stay healthy, thousands of dollars is worth that, right? Like they were kind of like, if the thing that you want to get and that's going to keep you healthy is anything, I think they said if it's anything less than $5,000, it's worth it, which I think is a crazy aggressive amount of money to say. But I understood the point they were getting at, which is like your health shouldn't be trifled with. So it's the difference of a few $100. Like save, figure it out, ask for help, do what you need to do because it's your health. And I get it. It's true. I mean, there's nothing more miserable than that feeling of being incapacitated because your health has gone out on you, as I have experienced for a long time and definitely am very familiar with. So we shall see. I will look into the chair, and I will let you know. Here. All right, some comments here to read. Let's see. What movie are you most looking forward to for the WB slate? I think probably Dune. I'm pretty excited for Dune. I definitely think it looks pretty awesome. Excited to see it in a theater. That's one thing I was going to ask you guys. That's one thing I was going to ask you guys. So, what do you guys miss? What's the thing you miss that when you have the opportunity to do it in a non-COVID world, when life feels somewhat normal, what's the thing you miss? Like, what's the first thing you're going to do? Like, let's just pretend we all, everybody got inoculated, and let's just say that we all knew July 1st is the official end of COVID day. Like, let's say it's a national holiday or something, which I think they should do. I think they should mark a day that obviously it would have to be pretty far down the road. It would have to be like when COVID felt like it was like beaten. So it's probably realistically not until next year. It's probably like 2022, January 1st. But whatever it is, I think there should be a day. I would love it to be a national holiday, a worldwide holiday where we all fucking got to celebrate and go out and see each other. I mean, that would just. But I was just thinking about what are the experiences that I miss the most? The stuff that just feels like I would do it tomorrow if I could. And I think for me, it does feel like going to a movie theater feels like one of the single things I miss the most in my whole life. Like I movies don't feel special to me like they used to. It's not that they feel generic or they feel shitty, just the experience and the idea of a movie theater. What it used to represent to me. I was so excited about movie theaters. I fucking love movie theaters. I love them as a consumer. I love going to the movies by myself on a Friday night. I love going and getting a whiskey and a hot dog and going and watching a movie. I did it by myself all the time. Absolutely adored it. I love going to press screenings and I loved seeing all of the people at the screenings, but I also loved going to the like I loved going to the big ones where at the Grove or El Cap or the screenings on the WB or the Disney lot. Those are all incredible memories and experiences that I have that I just love. The little screenings, like I was talking about last night at the Action Guys with Snyder. Those kind of art house screenings. I just miss that. I really, really, in my core and my bones, it feels like a part of my personality and like a part of my identity that's missing. That's a huge one. Other ones that I think I really miss are, I think I miss the idea of the action. I just read a comment on here from my guy Jacob Patrick. I was saying a different word, but I saw what he wrote here. JP writes, an action family reunion. No doubt. I have made some incredible friends. memories and conquered some of my anxiety because of the events. Beyond grateful what you brought into my life. JP is one of the best in the business. The thumbnail that you guys saw, this lower third, so much of the artwork that gets used in our digital space comes from the genius of Jacob Patrick. My updated logo that I just came up with here is a JP logo. He's great at what he does. JP, thank you so much for being in here, man, and for your support. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I think for me, movie theaters are huge. I think the idea of going somewhere, like picking a week or a weekend and saying, you know what, I'm gonna go to Miami. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna get myself a ticket. I'm gonna go to Miami, and I'm gonna stay in this fancy hotel for the weekend. I'm gonna go out to some restaurants, and there's a concert or like a thing or a friend I want to see, whatever it is. The idea that you could do that, and you could do that, you could buy the ticket and you could just go do it. You could go have a weekend somewhere, and it was like a carefree experience. That's like something that is foreign to me now. I miss that. I really miss that. So there's just a lot of shit that I wish we had back, and I'm really looking forward to the day that we do. But I'm gonna read some of yours here as well. There's a number, tons of you guys sharing in here. Let's see here. People are saying, well, first off, my guy Psychosan Bodyguard, salute to you, brother, says PT Ben. Yeah, Dom, I did PT before. The tough thing about doing PT for the stuff I have in my back is that I did a lot of PT before and after the surgery last time, but it was just such an aggressive strain, and the herniation was so bad that the PT only helped a little bit. And it's always tough when they're telling you, oh, do these stretches, and you're just like, I can't walk. And they're like, oh, the stretches will help. And you can definitely do stuff, but it gets exhausting, and the results don't come very fast. So it's a little hard to commit to. But I think you're correct. I think I'm gonna have to do more of it. Let's see here. Chris Wordburn, Schmoedown live events, Dan Bedenhausen, seeing friends in person. Let's see what else. Just like, yeah, William Harold says, just being with friends in public spaces. William Harold, by the way, want to just give you a shout out, my friend. You gave me a list of goals you had for the year. We did we were doing our one-on-ones, and you sent me a message. You said, these are the things that I want to work on this year. And I told you I'd check on you and I'd keep up on what you're doing. So anybody here who has been doing the Patreon interactions with me, who has goals or thoughts or stuff that they want to stick to, that didn't get a message from me last week or this week, that stuff's not going away. Those interactions are not leaving. They just, like I said, I've been a little preoccupied with what's going on in my life. It's just been a little harder to create the bandwidth there to go and write the messages and read through, because I don't want to just send you guys a uniform message. I do like to read and actually ask specific questions and think about it as best I can, so that I can try to bring some good into your lives by checking on you guys. So William, I am excited for you and the stuff you're working on, and thank you for reaching out about that. 123 Narnia here says, go to the mall with friends and watch a movie. Yeah, it's a good one. Also, my guy Dom Gazzullo here. I'm gonna get hammered at Applebee's. It's a strong move, man. Maybe we can all do that after a Schmoedown live event. We can find an Applebee's and get fucking wasted. That'd be a lot of fun. Let's see here. What else we got? Cole says, dinner and a movie at the theater. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. JJ Monahan here, call sign Brosnan. If I can, I would spend the whole day in the theater and then probably go to see stand-up comedy the next day. Yeah, man. I mean, I saw an article this morning talking about just kind of the roaring 20s idea aspect of what we're going through right now, and how similar to that is what we experience going to be. Are people just going to go nuts and jumping out there to do more and more stuff? And I think maybe the truth is that is. Dan South 1973 here says, how much do you miss playing Magic? So much. That's another one of the things that I really miss. Magic GPs, Magic Fests, these big conventions with anywhere between 2,000 and 10,000 people all over the world. I was supposed to be in London last month doing that. I was going to go internationally for my first one. I'd never done that before, and they canceled the event, obviously. Vegas every summer, there's one that we all go to. I go to Portland usually, Seattle, Santa Cruz. I usually go to 7 or 8 of these events. We do panels there, and it's for the podcast. We do a lot of fun stuff. So I really miss that. Nick Zednick here says, Ben, I think the Batman is going to be the full welcome back to the theater in full capacity film. Yeah, you might be right. All right, guys. So yeah, there's so many people saying similar things here. Jack Mayer says, and also meeting a bunch of generals and action people. It's been amazing meeting all these people over Zoom and Messenger and shit. Can't wait to meet them in person. I agree with you. Jack. it's wild that our little community has grown so much. It really has. It's really grown a lot. And one of the things that I think is so interesting about that is that even though we've kind of just been, even though we've kind of just been like it's weird. It feels like we were doing this before quarantine and we all knew each other. We were meeting each other at events and we were all friends, but it does feel like the action, Schmoedown, nerds in suits crew has sort of grown and expanded over the course of this last year, so much that there's a whole new group. There's like a whole new community basically of people that when the opportunity to actually meet each other is there, I think it's going to feel like a big awakening for this community, which I can't wait. Feel like it'll really juice the community up and get a lot of energy into it. So I can't wait to meet you guys. Um, I'm really looking forward to the live events that we get to go to, and it's just going to be great. It's not going to be that long either. I'll tell you guys. If it's January 1st, 2022, that we're all like living in a normal world, that's fine. There will be a period that happens before then, and maybe it's 6 months from now, maybe it's 5 months from now, where you're going to go out in the world and you're going to feel like you're able to do things again. And you're going to know the people that are important in your life, and they're going to have been inoculated. They're going to have the vaccine. My dad, who I've told a lot of you guys, I'm scared for, he's going to be having double bypass heart surgery here coming up pretty soon. My father is in Seattle and he's really trying to take it easy, and he's 73. So he got his first dose of the vaccine. My dad's going to be, he's going to have the vaccine. He's going to be fully vaccinated by the time he has his surgery, which is amazing. And again, brings me so much more calm about my ability to go see him and help him recover. My mom, who's 72, she doesn't have the vaccine yet, but I'm hoping that she gets it soon. I would hope she's on the list to get it. And it does feel like more and more 6 months from now, that's where we're going to be. A lot of the most important people in our lives are going to be safe. And we'll be on to the next phase of this. So look, guys, it's been a stream. It's been a night. I appreciate all of your love and support. Over $100, $156 to be exact, donated tonight in Streamlabs and Super Chats. All of that is going to be going towards buying this chair. So thank you guys so much for that. To anybody who watches this later on stream, you can be sure, if you join the Patreon, if you make any donations, that's going to be where that money goes. It is going to be towards buying a fucking chair. So stop sitting on this fucking stool, which it was a gift from my mom, actually. So no shade, Mom. But even my mom is telling me that I'm insane for having worked on these things for as long as I have. They are not good for my back. You know what? I would do it. Know what I'm saying? I would do a chair unboxing vid in a fucking heartbeat. I wish that I had started to get on this chair thing 2 months ago, because I legitimately would have reached out to all these companies, all the ones that had the product that I wanted. I really would have reached out. I would have tried to find a way to get a chair for a better rate, because I think between all the various shows and podcasts, I probably go out to on any given week to various places between the podcasts and the streams and all that. I mean, I think I must go out to somewhere between like 50 and 100,000 eyes and ears a week. I would have to think so, between all the different places. And I definitely feel like if I was to say that to Secret Labs or one of these companies, like, I'll talk to you, but 50 to 100,000 people will be aware of your company if I talk about it for a week. Not to say that that's like a big deal. There's people that have way bigger audiences than that, but I mean, that's probably worth something. I just think that actually getting that done takes a lot longer than I realize. And so unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it that way. I think I'm going to have to just buy the fucking chair. So all that to say, thank you guys for your support in getting that done. And it looks like we have another donation that just came in, actually, from my guy, call sign Brosnan, JJ Monahan. Big salute to you, brother. Can't wait to go to my first Schmoedown live show. Free for All last year was going to be my first when lockdown started. Free for Alls are incredible events. They're really fun. So thank you for that. And then last comment here is from Dan South here. Thank you for your positivity and inclusiveness, Ben. Truly, look, it's what we try to do here on Mondays. That is the true. That is the truth. That's what we do on Mondays. That's the point. We want to have a good vibe, good energy, and bring that into everything we do. So thank you guys for showing up, for supporting what I'm doing. Hit that thumbs up button. And I'll tell you what, guys, if you guys wouldn't mind, I say this at the end of most streams. I think some of you who watch these things know what's going on. When this stream is over, if you guys would do me a favor, just let the video finish, refresh it, and leave a comment. Say something nice, say something positive. You could share where you think I'm going to go, what faction you think I'm going to sign with. You could say what you want to do when the world opens back up again. You could share anything you want, but leave a comment. I try to go in and respond to all the comments, but it's very, very helpful for these videos to do a little better, for people to watch them if they have organic, natural comments on them. It's one of the things with the live streams that they don't do as well. afterwards is if you don't remember to ask people to do it. So if you guys are watching this oh yeah, look at that. Megs, don't forget the comic book. What on earth would I do without the wonderful Megs? Like, what the hell would I do without Megs? It's insane. I think the answer is I have no idea. So the person who is going to be getting this comic book, hang on, I have it written down. Hang on. The person who is going to be getting this comic book is none other than Ryan Christensen. Call sign the Chosen One over in the Action Army with the donation during the show. General over in the Action Army. I don't think Ryan Christensen is watching this show in particular, but Ryan Christensen, thank you so much for becoming a part of the community. And of course, Ryan Christensen was watching the show with Coy and I. So the Vision comic book, call sign the Chosen One. He has been chosen. Exactly. If you guys, if Ryan Christensen is anywhere, I don't know if he's in the Facebook chat, but if somebody want to let him know, I'll send him a message, obviously, as well. But Coy and I will sign this. And I'll get this sent out to you, Ryan. The goal right now is, thanks, Megs. You do deserve a paycheck. The goal right now is to every single time to go buy one of these brand new, read it for the show, sign it, and then get it out to the one viewer of the show. We'll do a random selection every time. So Ryan Christensen, thank you so much for supporting what we did over on that show. If you guys haven't already checked it out, do me a favor and go watch what we did. It came from the comics. We're excited about continuing to do that show. So big salute to all you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll be back same time, same place next week on Monday. And if not, I'll see you guys at 6:15 Pacific Standard Time. Every single patron at every level this week is going to be able to be a part of the Schmoedown study session when I take on Christopher, Michael, Woodburn, head-to-head 1v1, mono-e-mono, 5 rounds, knockdown, drag-out fight. Can't wait to see what happens there. All right, guys, have a great one. We'll see y'all very soon.